In this tutorial we will be making an easy mobile friendly walking mech that can also fly like a plane. You just won't believe how simple this is to make, but it's really fun to drive. So let's go ahead and learn how to make it. Before we begin, you should probably go to your build tool settings and then turn off anchor block. Let's start by placing down 10 random blocks on top of each other. Then we will place 8 other blocks on top like this. And this will be for the body of the mech, so I recommend using plastic. Place a legacy wheel at the bottom of the body, and now we will be making the mechanism for the mech so it can walk, but also so that it tucks in its legs when it's going to fly. So place 2 blocks on the legacy wheel. On the underside of the second block we will be placing a piston and then another block, and if you come over here you will be placing 2 more blocks like this to connect it to the wheel. Delete the first block over here, put a hinge on this block, and it should be facing outwards, so you should be able to see this yellow part over here. Take out your screwdriver tool and select the piston, and then set the piston length to 6.3, and then just click on the piston to activate it. Now we're going to be repeating the exact same thing, but we're going to start from the top of the mech body instead. So you should end up with this. Now before we add the legs of the mech, we will build the same mechanism on the other side as well, but it has to be upside down. We will place the 2 wheels on the same spots as before, and let's go ahead and place 2 blocks on the bottom wheel, and then the piston will have to go on top of the second block because remember it has to be upside down. Place a block on top of the piston, 2 more blocks to the side, delete this block in the middle, put a hinge right here, and again with the screwdriver tool set the piston length to 6.3 before finally activating it, and then it should look something like this. We cannot forget the top wheel, so just do the same thing as earlier for this one as well. Now we're done with the hard part, so we can finally make the legs of the mech. Go to your build tool settings and turn anchor block on, and we are going to start on this side, so just place a block on the top hinge, and then place 12 blocks going downwards like this. And then just make a basic foot. Now the other side, place a block on the top hinge, and then 12 blocks going down, followed by a simple foot. This mech is almost able to walk, but we have to build some support parts. So let's go to the back of the mech, place 6 blocks like this, and then build downwards from there until you've almost reached the ground. Now select a heavier block like metal, and starting from the bottom block, you will build a ring around the whole mech just like this. So you should basically end up with this. At the back of the ring, put a boat motor, make sure it's placed like this so that it does not get stuck to the ground. And by the way, you might need some more if your mech is heavier. Now we need a switch to activate the walking mechanism and a pilot seat to steer the mech. But if you put down either of those, you will notice that it binds to everything, and that's quite annoying. So to avoid this, we will place one switch wherever, and then another switch. Go to the front of your mech and place a pilot seat kind of like this. Then you can just delete the first switch we placed. Now you can bind the remaining switch to all of these wheels. As you can see, it is already bound to this wheel, so I'm just going to bind it to these 3 wheels. And make sure to bind the switch to the boat motor as well. And for the pilot seat, make sure to unbind it from whatever it is bound to. So in this case, it happens to be this piston. We're almost done. We just need to let the mech fly and add some finishing touches. Make sure you're at the back of the mech, and then place another switch like this. Place a jet engine like this, and make sure that it is bound to the second switch, which is the one up here. But in this case it is actually bound to the first switch, and we do not want that, so make sure to unbind it from the jet engine, and then bind the jet engine to the second switch. Now delete these blocks down here because we don't need them anymore. Equip your screwdriver tool, select the ring at the bottom, and set the transparency to 100%. Do the same thing for the boat motor, the jet engine, and this bit that is sticking out. Select all with the screwdriver tool and set the wheel torque to green, and the wheel speed to 4. Now at this stage, make sure to save and reload the mech before using it, or else it will break. Whenever you want to use it, just select all with your screwdriver tool and turn off anchored. Sit in the pilot seat, use the bottom switch to start walking, and you can of course steer with the pilot seat. And then you can start flying by pressing the top switch. So you can roll and then turn. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see me use this mech to troll other people, make sure to click on the video on screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.